Okay, so now we're getting really serious because now you're going to check your work with a whole new method. You used to check your work if you had an addition problem, you would check it by using subtraction. And if you had a subtraction problem, you could check it by doing addition. But now you have a third tool. Your tool is you can check your work by estimating. You can round the numbers and find out whether it is reasonable or not. Let's try. So today we're going to find the sum or the difference. You know how to do that. And then we're going to use rounding to estimate. Estimate is a fancy math word for a close-ish guess. It means you're going to round. You're going to guess to the closest 10. Okay, so you're going to estimate if your answer is reasonable. Let's show what it looks like with addition. Let's say you have the sum of 47 and 81. So the sum means you're going to add. So your 7 and your 1 are 8 in the ones place. And your 8 plus 4 is 12. So you have 128. And you think that's right. So let's do some estimating and some rounding and figure out if we're close. First, look at the first number. This 47 is about, what number is it closest to if you're going to round to the nearest 10? 4 and below, go down low. 5 and up, raise the score. I think I said that wrong. There's a chant. I should remember it correctly. But 47 is going to round up to 50. 47 is about 50. 81, because you have a 1 here, is going to round down to the nearest 10, which is 80. 81 is about 80. You did this yesterday in your homework. Nicely done, all of you. And so then you can easily add these two numbers. 50 plus 80, well, that's easy because you're just adding the tens. 5 tens plus 8 tens is 120, or 12 tens. Okay, so then you're looking at these two numbers to see whether it's reasonable or not. Well, is 120 pretty close to 128? It is. So it is a reasonable answer because 120, your estimated answer, is pretty close to the actual answer, 128. So you would say that that's a reasonable answer. You've checked your work using estimation and rounding. Now I'm going to give you another one. I want you to write this one on your paper. So if you don't have a piece of paper in front of you, pause it or find a piece of scratch paper and a pencil, and you're going to do this one with me. Let's say we have 53 and we want to add 79 to it. Well, we remember yesterday, if we want to just do mental math, a couple of days ago, you learned that you could take this 79 and turn it into 80 pretty easily. And that would be a 79, and you would just be adding an extra 1 in your number bond. So let's say that this is plus 80, and then we'll have to take our 1 back out. But 53 plus 80, well, 8 plus 5 is 120. But then you had 123, but you added an extra 1 that you have to take back out, so it's 122. Okay, so we're not sure if we're right. We did an actual add. Let's figure out if we're going to round and check to see whether our answer is reasonable. Well, 53 is under 55, so it's going to round down to the nearest 10. 53 is about 50. 79 is about 80. And 50 plus 80, we know, is 120. Oh, Mrs. Lutchie made a mistake. Well, I wish you could raise your hand a little louder next time. But thanks for catching me. This should be a 30. This should be a 30. Thank you for yelling out so loudly I heard you. Okay, so 132 is about 130. So it is a reasonable answer because they are close to each other. 130 is close to 132. So you know that your answer is reasonable. You've checked it by using estimating. All right, so let's see what happens if we subtract. If we find the difference, so you're going to get your pencil out. We're going to try the actual answer, and we're going to compare it to our rounded estimate. All right, So we're going to start with 176. That's a fun number. 176. And we are going to subtract 12. That seems reasonable. Do that, please. All right, so you keep your 100. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. We can do that mentally. We don't have to line it up any other way. You've been practicing. And now we're going to round to check our answer. We're going to see, well, 176, if we're rounding to the nearest 10, we're looking at the 7. And this is a 6, which is above a 5. Remember, 5 and higher, we raise to the next 10. So 56, 176 would be 100. What do you think? 80. And 12, does it round up to 20 or down to 10? Down to 10. So 180 plus 10, oh, but we're subtracting. Mrs. Lecce needs to change her sign. Oh, shocking. I should not be teaching you this if I'm going to put the wrong sign in there. Ah! 180 minus 10 is 170. Now you're looking on here and you're thinking, well, that's 60 and that's 70, but we're really only 6 points away. So if we're within about 10 points, you're pretty close. That means you've estimated and it's a reasonable choice. So we're saying this is a reasonable answer because 170 is pretty close to 164. It's only 6 points away. All right? Let's try another subtraction one. Since it's fun to pull numbers away, to do a whole, part. It's fun to say whole, part. We're going to do 681. Try to write that one down. 681 minus 208. Well, first we're going to just solve it in our mental math. How do you think we're going to do that? Well, we could round this down to 200. 200 is the same as 8. Okay, so we can pull out our 8. If we pull out our 8, we're going to have to put it back in later. So let's just subtract 200. 681 minus 200 is 400. And then you would end up with 481. 81 minus 8. What if we took that 8? Well, we could just take 8 out of 81. We end up with 3, 13, and 8. That would become a 7. Minus 0 would be 473. Let's see if I guessed right. Let's see if I answered that and I was close. Let's say maybe I made a mistake. I'm about to find out. This is the great part about doing mental math and having estimating as your tool. So let's say 681 is going to round to the nearest 10. That's going to become 680 because 81 is closer to 80 than it is to 90. 208, is it going to round to 210 or 200? Well, 8 is 5 or above, so it's going to go up. So this becomes 210. All right, 680 minus 210. Well, that I can do in my head because nothing has to be regrouped. 6 minus 2 is 4. 8 minus 1 is 7. Now I can check, was I pretty close? Well, it is a reasonable answer, yes, because 470 is close to 473. So I know it is a reasonable answer. All right? That's how you use your third tool of rounding to estimate to check your work. You can do it with addition or subtracting. You do the same principle of rounding if it's between, you're going to round 4 rounds down to the nearest 10. And once you get to 5 and above, it rounds up to the nearest 10. And you use that rule all over the place. At this point, you're going to either click on my picture of this page, or you're going to get out your own sheet of paper, and you're going to turn to your textbook, page 37, and you're going to fill in these green boxes. It's exactly what we've been doing on the board. You're going to solve the problem. You're going to make sure you pay attention to whether it's a sum or a difference, because we have addition and subtraction, so don't be fooled. Fill in all the green parts that talk about rounding and how to figure that out. practicing exactly what we just did, then send me a copy of this page. There's one of these you can print out that I gave you in today's assignment, or you can just get your own piece of paper out, make sure it's numbered, and I can tell what's going on. All right? I look forward to seeing how you can check with your new tool. Congratulations, you're learning again. Bye-bye.